IT governance. IT governance is the process by which organizations manage and control their information technology systems in order to ensure that they align with the organization's goals, objectives, and overall strategy. It involves the implementation of policies, procedures, standards, and frameworks to manage the use and performance of IT systems, as well as the governance of IT projects and services. IT governance is important for organizations because it ensures that IT systems are aligned with the overall goals and objectives of the organization and that they are being used in an effective and efficient manner. It helps to ensure that IT systems are secure, compliant with relevant regulations, and that they are being used to support the organization's mission and vision. Additionally, IT governance helps to ensure that IT systems are being used to support the organization's decision-making process and to facilitate the achievement of its strategic goals. IT governance frameworks. Usually, we have COBIT, ITIL, and ISO 38500. COBIT, or Control Objectives for Information and Related Technology, is an IT governance framework that helps organizations to manage and control their IT systems in a structured manner. It provides a set of best practices and guidelines for IT governance, management, and control. It covers areas such as IT strategy, IT operations, governance of IT, and IT service management. It is widely adopted in the industry and is considered to be one of the most comprehensive IT governance frameworks available. ITIL, or Information Technology Infrastructure Library, is an IT service management framework that provides best practices for managing IT services. It covers areas such as service industry, service design, service transition, service operation, and continual service improvement. ITIL is widely adopted in the industry and is considered to be one of the most widely used IT service management frameworks. ISO 38500 is an international standard for IT governance. It provides guidelines for the governance of IT in organizations and is based on the COBIT framework. It covers areas such as IT governance principles, IT governance framework, IT governance processes, and IT governance outcomes. This standard provides a global perspective on IT governance and is considered as an international standard for IT governance. IT governance practices. Risk management. Risk management is a key practice in IT governance. It involves identifying, assessing, and managing risks that could potentially impact the organization's IT systems. This includes risks related to security, data privacy, business continuity, and compliance. By identifying and managing these risks, organizations can ensure that their IT systems are secure and that they are able to continue to operate in the event of a crisis. Compliance. Compliance refers to the adherence to laws, regulations, standards, and policies related to IT. IT governance practices must ensure that the organization's IT systems are compliant with relevant regulations such as data privacy laws, security standards, and industry-specific regulations. This includes ensuring that IT systems are secure and that sensitive data is protected. Strategic alignment. This refers to the alignment of IT systems and services with the overall goals and objectives of the organization. IT governance practices must ensure that IT systems are being used to support the organization's mission and vision and that they are facilitating the achievement of its strategic goals. This includes ensuring that IT systems are being used to support the organization's decision-making process and that they are being used to improve the organization's operations and competitiveness. One example of a failed risk management system is the 2017 Equifax data breach. Equifax, one of the largest credit reporting agencies in the US, suffered a data breach that exposed the personal data of over 147 million people, including names, addresses, social security numbers, birth dates, and some driver's license numbers. The cause of the breach was a software vulnerability in Equifax's web application framework, which the company failed to patch in a timely manner. This vulnerability was known and had been publicly disclosed several months before the breach occurred, but Equifax failed to take action to address it. This was a failure in their risk management system, as they didn't take the necessary steps to identify and address the vulnerabilities that led to the breach. The fallout from the breach was significant. Equifax faced multiple investigations and lawsuits, and the company's CEO resigned in the wake of the incident. The company also had to pay millions of dollars in settlements, penalties, and compensation to affected individuals. This data breach resulted in a significant financial loss and reputational damage to the company, demonstrating that a failure in risk management can lead to serious consequences. We don't have to go far. Locally, in the early morning of June 7, 2017, a number of BPI clients awoke to find that the balances of their accounts had inexplicably changed, causing panic over fears of a possible cybersecurity breach. The bank assured its clients that the fluctuations were due to a system glitch. Also, just last December 30 to 31, 2022, BPI transactions experienced duplication. That is, the transactions were posted twice. IT governance roles and responsibilities. IT governance roles and responsibilities are usually shared among different stakeholders within an organization. The key stakeholders in IT governance include 1. Board of Directors. The Board of Directors is responsible for setting the overall strategy for the organization, including the use of IT systems. They are also responsible for ensuring that IT systems are aligned with the organization's goals and objectives and that they are being used in an effective and efficient manner. Next, CEO or COO. The CEO or COO is responsible for ensuring that IT systems are being used to support the organization's mission and vision and that they are facilitating the achievement of its strategic goals. They are also responsible for ensuring that IT systems are secure and compliant with relevant regulations. CIO or CTO. The CIO or CTO is responsible for the overall management and control of IT systems. They are responsible for the development and implementation of IT policies, procedures, and standards. And they are responsible for the overall performance and security of IT systems. IT Governance Committee. The IT Governance Committee is responsible for ensuring that IT systems are aligned with the organization's goals and objectives and that they are being used in an effective and efficient manner. The committee is also responsible for ensuring that IT systems are secure and compliant with relevant regulations. Next, IT Operations Team. The IT Operations Team is responsible for the day-to-day management and control of IT systems, including the implementation of IT policies, procedures, and standards, and the performance and security of IT systems. IT governance metrics. Some of the metrics that can be used to measure the effectiveness of IT governance are IT Service Level Agreement or SLA compliance. This metric measures the degree to which IT systems are meeting the service level agreements established between IT and the business. IT expenditure as a percentage of revenue. This metric measures the proportion of the organization's revenue that is spent on IT. This can be used to determine whether IT spending is in line with industry standards and whether the organization is getting value for money from its IT investments. Next, IT incident response time. This metric measures the time taken to resolve incidents that affect IT systems. Another is IT risk assessment and management. This metric measures the degree to which the organization is identifying and managing risks that could potentially impact its IT systems. Next is compliance with regulations and standards. This metric measures the degree to which the organization is adhering to relevant laws, regulations, standards, and policies related to IT. Next, IT strategic alignment. This metric measures the degree to which IT systems and services are aligned with the overall goals and objectives of the organization. Finally, IT performance and availability. This metric measures the performance and availability of IT systems and services. It could be measured by system downtime, response time, and throughput. One case example of an organization that has implemented successful IT governance practice is Procter & Gamble. P&G is a global consumer goods company that has implemented a successful IT governance framework based on the COBIT framework. P&G developed an IT governance model that aligns IT with the overall strategy of the organization and provides a clear understanding of the roles, responsibilities, and decision-making processes of different stakeholders. Some examples of its components are marketing systems, knowledge and collaboration, product supply systems, sales systems, business decision support or DSS, business applications. The company also established a set of IT governance metrics that are used to measure the effectiveness of IT systems and to identify areas where improvements are needed. Overall, IT governance is the process of making decisions and managing the use of IT resources in an organization. It ensures that IT systems are aligned with the organization's goals and objectives and that they are used in an effective and efficient manner. There are a number of commonly used frameworks for IT governance, such as COBIT, ITIL, and ISO 38500, each of which provides a set of best practices and guidelines for implementing IT governance in an organization. Key practices of IT governance include risk management, compliance, and strategic alignment. It's important to have a well-defined IT governance framework in place with clearly defined roles and responsibilities for different stakeholders. IT governance metrics can be used to measure the effectiveness of IT systems and to identify areas where improvements are needed. In sum, IT governance is crucial for organizational success because it helps to ensure that IT systems are used in a manner that supports the overall goals and objectives of the organization. By implementing a robust IT governance framework, organizations can improve the effectiveness and efficiency of IT systems, reduce the risk of IT-related incidents, and ensure compliance with relevant regulations and standards.